आ गई। हाँ
एक अनाउंसमेंट कल करना है,
हाँ
तो शुरू करने के पहले बोल दीजिएगा।
बता दीजिए।
तो अभी हो रहा है ना?
हाँ बता दो।
Sharing now.
सब लोग तो आएंगे।
हाँ, 2-3 मिनट और जाएंगे।
Bhaiya, we have sharing now.
यस।
Hila Didi is
ईला दीदी
only there outside. She told
she
me.
has just come. Okay, welcome back. Now we will continue with our session of plenary sharing, which we started yesterday. So and before the lunch time. So in this session, we'll listen to the sharing of Ila Didi, Isha Didi, Jagdish Babu Belam ji, Lalita Didi, Lata Didi, Sunil Bhaiya. I think only these many sharings will be possible. Priya CV Didi. So before Ila Didi's sharing, Satya Prakash Bhaiya has to make one announcement. So
दरअसल सुबह जो मैंने बात की थी, आनंद सभा जो स्कूल एजुकेशन में चल रहा है, उसकी ये पुस्तकें हैं। अभी हमारे पास इसकी सीमित कापियां हैं। तो अगर जो कोई भी इसको चाहता है, दो तरीके हैं इसको प्राप्त करने के। एक तो हमारी आनंद संस्थान की वेबसाइट पे ये आनंद सभा टैब के अंतर्गत PDF इसका डाउनलोड करने के लिए उपलब्ध है, वहाँ से हम लोग ले सकते हैं। अन्यथा आप हमें अपना पता दे दीजिए, डाक का पता, तो हम भोपाल जाने के बाद आपको पोस्ट से भेज सकते हैं। थैंक यू।
ठीक है. So we'll try to keep our sharing within the time limits. So I think 12 to 13 minutes sharing and 2 minutes for observation and comments. So we'll request now Ila Didi to come over and start the sharing.
नमस्ते सभी को. कैन आई स्टार्ट भैया? Namaste to all. I'd just like to give a little introduction of myself. I'm from Mumbai. Myself, Dr. Ila Dedhia, and I've retired from University of Mumbai in an affiliated college where I was in the field of textiles and fashion technology. And I taught for more than almost 40 years, more than 39 and a half years. And I retired as a in-charge principal, IQSC coordinator, professor, and so on. And the proposals, that is in the form of an online workshop, came to me just 6 months before I retired. And as I mentioned this earlier, I didn't know why my management had recommended my name, especially during the COVID times when we were all very busy and we were still trying to sort out how to conduct the online exams. So anyway, during this struggle, in the first week of July, I was part of this workshop, and first 2 days I was not very much connected, but on the third day I got connected, and I really thought that this is something that I was looking out for, and I found that this is something going to be very helpful to me. And so I continued listening to it more attentively. I completed my first online workshop, and then gradually I was also getting the link for the following workshop. So I joined as a panelist, and I was listening to this content online because that time there was a lot of work that was happening in the house. So along with it, I would just put it on from 9 to 5, I was listening to it. So 2-3 times I was there. I don't know how Umesh Bhaiya, I don't know where is he, how he identified, and I got a call for volunteering. And I started my volunteering immediately, almost after 3-4 weeks in the month of August. And from that time till today, I don't think there has been a single day where I am not in touch with the UHV content. And I'm very happy, I'm really feeling very nice about it because it has transformed a lot of things within me. And I will share that with you all. On the family front, I have been in a joint family, in my mother's family, my parental family, as well as in my in-law family. And I've always had the best of the family atmosphere on both sides. Both my in-laws were also very loving, caring, affectionate. And I have 2 daughters. So the family life has been very good. My husband's brother's family, we were all in a joint family for many years. So as far as family is concerned, I was very well connected and I was very close to them because we cared for each other. But as soon as I went to the college, I could see that distance within me from the others. And both my daughters, one is in Mumbai, very close to where we live, and my younger daughter is in US. Both are settled in life. The older one has 2 children. The younger one already has 1 and is expecting another one next month. So as far as family side, everything is very, there is any trouble. But still, after all this also, I had good positions. I had a lot of respect also in the institute. But I used to find there was disharmony within me many a times. And I didn't know the reason. I was very closely connected to the Jain philosophy. And whenever I was following it, listening to it, I used to feel nice. It helped me a lot also. But somehow when I got connected to the UHV content, I found a way to find happiness. And I realized that what I had thought is happiness is really not. So I'm just going to take the pointers, that is from the points that we were shared with. Yeah, what I previously believed, success. So I always felt positions, degrees, wealth, all this is very important as far as success is concerned. And in fact, when I was retiring, I had that satisfaction that I have been able to achieve all of it. And it was 6 months before when I did this sessions, I realized gradually over a period that all this is not the source of right happiness. And that was a very big setback at that time for me. But at the same time, I wanted to understand what it is then. Although we heard about the term of continuous happiness, I didn't understand it immediately. Gradually over a period, I realized what is happiness and what is not. As far as prosperity, of course, I thought wealth is prosperity and relationship, to be good with all those who are good with you and to avoid people who are not good with you. So this was the comment, just to stay away. And as far as my earlier beliefs in non-violence, anekantvad, ahimsa, all this was there. And although all these proposals were there with me, these principles were there, but there was something that was very incomplete. And here when I was exploring, I actually understood the meaning of life. I understood the meaning as to what is the reason for human existence and what is our role as a human being. I realized that. I explored the proposals, and the first basic proposal of right understanding, relationship, and physical facility. This basic proposal I have been exploring even today. So, and this proposal that I explored, I realized all that I had done, it came like a background film of all my life throughout, where I was struggling for paper publications, patents, conferences, organizing, attending, lot of things. And I realized that all this that I've done for so many years is actually not going to continue. And what is really going to continue is what I have not worked for. And from there, my focus started more on relationship. Even now, my old sanskars do come back. I am still working on it. But I can say there are many moments now that I'm able to understand the difference between the two and keep my focus on right understanding and relationship. In fact, even during the recent international conference, when we were preparing for the panel discussions, we used to do those those mock presentations. And Kumar Bhaiya used to lead those mock presentations. During those mock presentations, it just came like a flash. My attention went on to the focus of right understanding. That in spite of hearing it, speaking about it so many times, I don't think I had focused on it so much. So 2 years back, I established my own NGO for many reasons, because of the proposal of respect, trust and respect that really touched upon me. And I wanted to work in the society without differentiation, which earlier I was working with a particular community, with a particular sect of people, with particular people only. So last 2 years, I've explored this proposal, and I do find a lot of happiness in the work that I'm doing. But still, my work was more work-oriented, the objectives and my direction. But during this international conference, when I was preparing in one of those preparatory meeting, it just struck me, and I changed my entire focus in my own organization. And now we have a big set of volunteers. We do work for schools in the Himalaya, the remote areas of Uttarakhand. We also work in Guwahati, all those remote schools. And we are working on regular subjects, language, career development, parenting, math, science, and all that. So along with this all, I've been able to introduce UHV topics to them. And I find that it's really helping me a lot. And I'm also exploring along with the higher secondary and the higher standard school children and the faculty. So my focus has moved. I've been able to explore these proposals and put them into validation also. And I find a lot of happiness there. Also, to give one small example, I have been talking to my own grandchildren right from the time they have been 2 years. And I find that these proposals are very helpful. In fact, I find exploring with the small children, I find they're so truthful, and they take it, if they understand it that time, they start experientially validating it, and I see them practicing it. So that's also giving me a lot of happiness that I'm able to work on myself and on members in the family. Even my daughter and son-in-law who are in the US are very keen. I don't tell them UHV, but I discuss a lot of proposals with them. And they're very happy to discuss it even with themselves, with their friends who are in big corporates. And of course, I would like to say that all this exploration that has happened, that has helped me to go down to my feelings, which I earlier was struggling to understand. But now I'm able to work on my feelings when I'm paying attention to it, I'm able to work on it. And I can see this transformation. The moment I change, I bring about that shift in my feeling, I can experience happiness. And I can also experience it is transmitting to the other people. So I find it very simple. The only effort that I have to put is to be aware. The moment I'm aware, I'm able to bring that shift. And the moment I bring that shift, I can see that, experience the happiness within me and the others. So I feel it's a very beautiful journey. I'm still exploring, as I said, the frequency, the times that I'm doing it has increased, but I've still not achieved it completely. And I don't think it's going to, from everything that I'm hearing from so many, I don't think it's going to happen so fast. And I've been involved in volunteering in different capacities in the online workshop. I'm specifying this because we have all met over here as volunteers, and I feel this is a very important journey because it is this part of the work, this participation, that has helped me to transform my inner self to a very great extent. And I know that if the more I will put into this, I can see more transformation through it. So I took up all the different roles in the online workshop, whether it was desktop, the help desk, or moderation, or FAQs, or whatever. Plus, after that, I took up many times the role as observer and co-facilitator. And I have learned a lot, whether it was Mohit Bhaiya, Umesh Bhaiya, Upasna Didi, Alok Bhaiya, with whomever I went, I have learned so much through their explorations. And I think this was also one of the very important aspect in my exploration, because each one gives so many examples to help the other to explore, the participants to explore. And I felt I was as if the examples were given for me. And I have every time explored from that perspective that this FDP is for me. And I'm going for my understanding. And later on, I started also going as a resource person for the face-to-face, and of course the online also. The face-to-face have really helped me a lot. Of course, online also. But the depth of exploration happened more in the face-to-face. So the entire journey of preparing for the content, giving the mock presentations to Umesh Bhaiya, Kumar Bhaiya, getting feedback from them, working on that, getting further feedback from Sharmila Didi, Rajul Bhaiya, whoever was witness to the sessions. Every session helped me a lot. So I was able to see it from different perspectives. Not only that, even the volunteering that we did in the international conference, as we heard from all the volunteers, some volunteers will start and then not end. They will move away halfway. Some will do it with more enthusiasm. Some whom we don't expect that they will work, they have gone up to the end and done so much. So all those experiences were there, and I was always checking my feelings. And there have been times when I was able to see my feelings also not correct, and I was able to work on it. And that's where the proposals of trust and respect and affection really helped me. Care and guidance also helped me a lot. Every proposal, gratitude, I've been exploring all the feelings, because I know if I want to reach to the feeling of love, I will have to go through all this every moment. And therefore, I'm working on myself, and I understood so late about the importance of right understanding. Although I was working on it, but I didn't understand the value of it till the international conference. So you can imagine, after 4.5 years, I'm still exploring the basic proposals. Even today, I'm still exploring. Even the other day when Ganesh Bhaiya was taking the session, there was one statement that he mentioned. I went back again and I was exploring that proposal again. So it's been a nice journey. And as I said, I'm committed. I'm selfish. I'm working for myself. And therefore, the question of commitment doesn't come. If I want my development, I have to continue. It's just as simple as that. And my self-development cannot happen without the development of the family and society and nature. And therefore, I'm working at everything simultaneously. Wherever I get an opportunity, I try to grasp it. And since there is limited time, I won't say much, but there are a lot of things that I can share which are really examples of transformation. If you all have any questions, I can give.
Uh, Ila Didi is also contributing translation, Gujarati translation, and she and her team is giving final touch of Gujarati books, and she is supporting us in CR region. She is head of the region. Ji.
No, we are regional coordinators, so we are a team. Dipti Didi is also part of our entire team. So yes, that is also a very big opportunity, I would say, to explore. And this is also one of the example of how to come out of differentiation. Because earlier we all feel one with our own region, one with our own language, one with our own sect. And when I was asked whether I would like to help the CR region, and this was on a telephonic call with Umesh Bhaiya, I still remember I had paused for a minute. And after that I said yes. I didn't ask him anything further. I just said yes because he said that the region needs to be, there are a lot of work that can happen. We need to have volunteers. So there's a lot of work. And I had just paused for 1 minute. And that 1 minute I had one thought, which I asked him later, not on that day. I was hesitating. I asked him later on another day whether I'll be a part of the WR or whether I'll be fully for CR. And I wanted to know because I wanted to be a part of WR. So he very clearly said, you are CR, no more WR. And that was a big shock. I called up Aparjita Didi, I called up Nidhi Didi, I called up Yashwant Bhaiya, I called up I don't know how many people, and I said, how it is possible? How can I not be a part of the WR? How can I only be CR? So the talks goes on amongst us. There are no answers. We just grumble, crib, and then we only explain to each other the proposals, and then we are able to come out of it. Anyway, but today what I want to say is, this is also one opportunity to come out of differentiation. And I'm part of Kutch, Gujarat, but I'm not born, brought up there. So although my roots are there, my house is there, I still feel part of WR. So I'm still working on it. I won't say that I've come out of it. Even now, when Umesh Bhaiya is not there, he knows that even now I still have certain talks with him on that. Yes, Kumar Bhaiya.
Yeah, I could not listen to the complete sharing as I was outside, but I would like to compliment Didi. So she's a grandmother, first of all.
Grandmother of 3 and going to be 4th.
Yes.
Next month.
I think the only volunteer here who is a grandmother and behaving like a child to understand. She has readiness to understand. She always behaves like a student, giving demo sessions to share the content in the workshops, accepting every feedback. Such a humble and simple approach towards understanding. And she recently shared in the morning session also, so attending all the morning sessions and managing too many things at a time. And in fact, she was one of the pillars based on which we could organize the international conference. So we are conducting meeting during the day, and she is awake at night at 2 p.m. sometime, 2 a.m. sorry, at night, and then attending the meeting, going to sleep, and then after 4 hours, she is again attending the meeting when we are having the meetings during the evening. So like that, she has been persevering, and listening to her, one can never make out her age. So very nice.
But Bhaiya, I just mentioned to them what the international conference has done to me. I just mentioned about you only, during the preparation, the mock, the pretend sessions that we had for the panel discussions, and where you were asking us about right questions, and we were replying, the mock that we did. And Bhaiya had asked questions on right understanding and, those grilling questions again and again for education. And I remember because so many times we did it. So I was exploring them, and at the same time, there were so many activities in my foundation. And I realized what I was doing wrong there. And because of this practice sessions, not the final conference, but the practice sessions helped me to correct so many things in my foundation. So I feel that I gained a lot. And this is what the message I want to give everyone, that very often we feel, Didi, that we may not have time. But if we really want to do something to ourselves, I think this is the only way to work for ourselves. Volunteering is the only way. And whatever be the activity, everything is to be learned. Like video cutting, video editing, I never knew. I'm not a tech person. And I learned it. We had explored so many, and I was that time using an Apple iPad, and they were talking about some other software which I didn't have, and I couldn't download it. But I learned it from someone, and then finally I did a lot of video editing. I learned that skill. So every volunteering either helps us to take up a skill which may be useful for whatever temporary work or whatever, but more than that, it helps us to develop ourselves. Even now, I'm not doing any video editing, but I'm still there on the group. And I see so many of you all doing that work that keeps motivating me. Because everybody is busy with their college, everybody has their other responsibilities, but still everybody is doing it. And some of them are doing so much. Sunanda Didi, Sangeeta Didi, I mean, they're just doing so much. So I just get inspired even by just being in these volunteer groups. So with this, I would like to thank you if there is no other question. Thank you. And just one